This is the kingdom. This is man. This is man thinking up top. This is man thinking with his higher self. But if man is not mastering his flesh, then he would be ruled by his desires, which is down here, which will drag him down to his impulses, which will make this man that's supposed to be up here, living up here, it drags him down. Now he's living with his lower self. Now he's pleasing his flesh. Now he can't master his desires until he what? Sacrifice those pleasures. Semen retention was God's plan this entire time. The entire time. It was God's plan for you to practice semen retention. I wouldn't necessarily say it was God's plans for you to practice semen retention, but it was God's plans for you to master semen retention, to be on semen retention, to make semen retention normal, not make it an outside practice. Therefore, you went away from the norm if you have to practice it, right? Peace and blessings to everyone. Today, we're talking about something that can either make or break your relationship with God. As a man, your desires themselves aren't bad. But when they control you, they can lead you away from your purpose and paralyze your spiritual journey. Mastering your desires can help you strengthen your walk with God. If you don't take control, these desires will enslave you. Have you noticed semen retention? It has become a trend. You notice that, right? When you get on the internet, scroll on YouTube, my 30-day retention, my 90-day retention, I relapse. That means it's a trend now. It has become something to brag about. It has become a flex. You know, I'm on 30-day, 90-day, bro. No. This is our normal way of living. This is how it is supposed to be. But it seems, look, doesn't it seem like our normal way of living was interrupted? If semen retention is our normal way of living, that should make you think, how did we fall? How did man fall into frequency? How did man fall into his flesh? Let's be real. Whether it's lust, greed, addiction, or constant chase for material things, every man faces the temptation of becoming a slave to his desires. When you allow your urges to take the wheel, you're no longer in control of your life. Your mind becomes clouded, your body weakens, and your spiritual connection with God fades. All right, so I got my handy dandy Bible, and we're going to refer to a Bible verse on this one. So if you got your Bibles, pull them out. If you don't have them, then read along with me. In Proverbs 25:28, like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. That simply means that if you don't master, hold on. Let me put that up. If you don't master your desires, you're like that broken city, vulnerable to attack, spiritually weak, and easily manipulated by temptations. This is why self-mastery is so important. It's not just about staying in control. It's about honoring God with your life. Desires are powerful, but they don't have to control you. As men, we're called to be leaders of our families, communities, and in our spiritual lives. But we can't lead if we're constantly chasing after every temporary pleasure that comes our way. When you master your desires, you free yourself to walk in alignment with God's will rather than being dragged around by your impulses. Or should I say your desires? The truth is, if you don't master your desires, they will master you. Desires can paralyze you. They can keep you trapped in a cycle of guilt, regret, and shame. And even worse, they will put you away from your connection with God. Whether it's temptation to overindulge in physical pleasures or chase after worldly success, every time you give in to those desires, you're letting something else control you. All right, let's do a demonstration so you guys can get it and so you can feel it as well. I'm not being Leonardo, whoever today, but so we got man, which is the same as the cross. We're going to make this the cross as well. That's the cross. These are both the same. This is a man. This is another man. This is the cross. This is another cross. They're both symbolizing the same thing, duality all around. Higher self, lower self. Heaven, hell. God, the devil, good, bad, you know, that's what it is. But this man has the job to build a kingdom. The kingdom of God is within, but you cannot build a kingdom with broken walls. How can you build a kingdom with broken walls? Wouldn't you be weak? Wouldn't it be a weak kingdom? Easily fall down, right? Very vulnerable to attack, spiritually weak, and easily manipulated by temptations. So if your kingdom isn't strong, you won't be able to build nothing. So how can a man build a strong kingdom? Well, first thing first, you got to have a kingdom to build. This is man, is all the same, but this is his kingdom. This is the kingdom this man has to build. As you can see, it has windows, it has a door, and it has strong walls. That means this man is strong. But when this man has, when this city or these buildings have a broken wall, damaged doorway, broken doorway, window broke. Therefore you're open. I see an opening here. I see an opening here. This opening leads to here. This is all the same. So since this is open, you are vulnerable to being attacked. Attacked by what? Your desires. Let's see. We have the word desires. Desires, right? But on top of this desires, under the desires, we have a thing called a gun. We have a thing called a gun. This is the desire gun. And we're gonna put a clip, a long clip on it, you know? Because the longer you're weak, the more you get attacked, and the more attacks you'll be able to come in. So, remember at first we had a strong building, we had a strong man with no cracks, no openings. So it was hard to attack him because he wasn't vulnerable. But this man had broken walls. You know how in the Bible said, whatever we just referred to in Proverbs 25:28, this man had broken walls. So, since the walls and windows are now broken, he can easily be attacked and controlled by his desires as well. So guess what? These desires are about to attack him here. They're open. He's allowing it, right? They're opening. He's allowing it, right? They're open. Attack, boom, attack, attack, attack. This man is falling. This man is becoming weak. This man is becoming weaker and weaker. Therefore, his higher self is being reversed down and his lower self is taking over. So until this man master his desires, he will have a broken city. He will have broken walls. His aura will be broken. He will have holes in his aura that will be easily for spirits to attack, for desires to attack, for low vibrations to attack, right? Once you master this, it won't exist anymore. What desires? What desires? I mastered those. Once you master those, your kingdom will be built. The kingdom will be built. Oh, it's coming back. It's coming back. Hold on. So we got desires mastered, right? And let me show y'all a good illustration. Well polished. He got doors. The doors are open. Hey. Since he mastered his flesh, that means his kingdom is being built, strong and grounded and protected. And in a strong way that is, you know, just like this. This temple, this is the temple. This kingdom is built so good. This is the temple of Solomon. This is the temple, AKA the church. Man is the church. Therefore, this man built this kingdom and became what he built. This is the temple. This is the kingdom. It is all within. It is all within. This is the kingdom. This is man. This is man thinking up top. This is man thinking with his higher self. But if man is not mastering his flesh, then he would be ruled by his desires, which is down here, which will drag him down to his impulses, which will make this man that's supposed to be up here, living up here, it drags him down. Now he's living with his lower self. Now he's pleasing his flesh. Now he can't master his desires until he what? Sacrifice those pleasures. Desires. You know, look, make sure, I hope y'all got this right here. If you didn't understand it, I'm about to break it down in another simple way because I got something else to put. So go back and watch it if you need to. But check this out, check this out, check this out. This is man. This is man. This is God. This is the devil. This is gratitude. These are your desires, lust, greed. All the same, nothing but a representation. No such thing as an outside figure. No such thing as an outside figure. It can be, but this video is not about that. This video is teaching you about the archetypes that you hold within, the duality and the symbolism you have within you. Desires can paralyze you, so this walking man won't even be walking anymore. He would be paralyzed, so take away his feet. Since your desires can paralyze you, and they can also keep you trapped in a circle. You see how we got desires right here? It is trapped inside this loop. It's trapped. It's trapped. And guess what? This man is becoming trapped because why? He's allowing his desires to enslave him. He's allowing his desires to control him. That is not God's plan. That is not God's will. That is against God's will.
But here's the good news. You have the power to choose. God has given you strength to overcome your desires. When you resist, when you discipline your body and mind, you're showing God that you prioritize his, her, or it, whomever you believe or think God is. You are showing that you prioritize the plan over temporary pleasures. And that's when you begin to strengthen your walk with God.
All right, let's pull out the handy dandy Bible once again. Follow along with me, if you don't mind. In Romans 12:2. We're reminded not to conform to the patterns of this world, but to be transformed by the renewal of our minds. You know, that sounds like you shouldn't fall in love with this physical world, the material things neither, right? Yeah, so let's dive into it. This renewal starts when we take control, when we take charge of our desires. It's a daily choice, a daily battle. But as you grow with self-discipline and gain self-control, then you grow closer to God. It's like you're building spiritual muscles. It's like you would, just like you would in the gym, right? These spiritual gains will help you stay on course. It will help you stay on the right path. It will help you stay on the path that is meant for you and designed for you. But guess what? In this thing called life, you have free will. But if you go against your will, then hey, the choice is yours.
Becoming stronger in your walk with God isn't just about praying more or going to church every Sunday. It's about mental, physical, and spiritual discipline. When you hold your desires in check, you become a stronger man mentally. When you train your body and resist unhealthy cravings, you become physically strong. And when you align your choices with God's will, your spiritual strength grows.
And no, I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not saying this is easy at all. It takes work. It takes prayer or meditation. They are both the same things. And it takes discipline. Most importantly, it takes a deep commitment to putting God first in your life. Put God first in your life. But look, every time you resist that urge to give in to your desires, to give in to your flesh, every time you resist, yes, that's what you're supposed to do. You're really saying that God, I chose your path and not mine. Or should I say, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. God, I chose your path and not my flesh. When you're saying God, you're not saying I chose his path. I chose his path. No, you're saying that I chose the path that is for me. I chose the path with my higher self. I'm not trying to please my flesh. Therefore, you're saying that I chose this path for my spirit and not my flesh.
And as you make this choice over and over again, something incredible happens. You will notice you're no longer a slave to your desires. Instead, you're free to follow God's will, free to fulfill your purpose, free to lead the life you were meant to live.
So remember, you have the power to master your desires. You do. That's why you are here. That's one of the reasons you're here. Very important to do that. Don't let them master you. When you take control of your life, your mind becomes clear. Your body becomes stronger and your spirit is in harmony with God. It's time to break free from chains of temptation and walk with freedom that comes from a life aligned with God's purpose. Don't go against God's plan. God's plan. Hey, I've been moving on within God's plan. Hey, yeah, God's plan. Hey, I've been moving.